Perfectly Super Seller Session with Jessica, aka Reselling Jen. I'm so excited to have Jessica on this interview today because she is a power seller and a super seller, as we call them. So what marketplaces do you sell on, and where have you seen the most success?
So I sell on Mercari, Poshmark, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, ThreadUp, and I very recently started on Amazon. The most success recently within the past couple months has been Facebook Marketplace, actually. Initially, I thought it was just local stuff, furniture, so I didn't really post much. I didn't think people would shop for clothes on Facebook Marketplace, but people buy.
For everybody watching, they just added a shipping feature, so it literally works like Poshmark, like eBay, like Mercari. It's the same thing essentially, except with all of the millions and maybe billions of people in the world that are on Facebook already.
Yeah, and it just makes sense because, like you said, they already have so many users, so why not add a marketplace in there? And people just casually search for it. I make sales daily on Facebook Marketplace, and like you said, it's the shipping features there. You can print labels, and also right now there's no fees, so you get everything that you make on there. There's no 10%, 20% like the other platforms. That's good through the end of this year. I'm sure they'll eventually add. When there was a fee, though, it was only 5%, so that's pretty good.
That's awesome. And I'm getting a bunch of questions coming in, and I think we're going to just have to deviate from some of the stuff we had because people are going off. They want to know, what are you selling on Facebook Marketplace? What's doing well for you?
So clothes are doing extremely well for me. Clothes that I had sitting on the other platforms are doing just great right as soon as I post them to Facebook Marketplace. I also join a lot of buy, sell, trade groups. So things like Free People Anthropology, Stitch Fix brands, like those little niche, Facebook groups of, that have fans for that particular brand. I just kind of go to the sellers that way and I list on those. And yes, usually I get a sale.
So that's so smart. That is literally so smart. I just want to make sure everybody at home gets this. So there obviously is like your local Facebook Marketplace where you can tap into your local community. But I believe, Jessica, what you're talking about is the actual subgroups on Facebook that exist for particular brands or styles or sizes, and posting your products into those particular marketplace groups.
Right, because when you create your listing in Facebook Marketplace, you can share it to as much as 20 groups once you create the listing. So that's been extremely helpful. And I do know that Facebook, a lot of people I see in the comments, they think it's like flaky, blah, 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 but it's different because it's the same as any other platform right now with the marketplace. They pay for it and you get a label. It's not like they can stand you up or you send it and don't get the money. It's managed through there.
Yes. Oh my God, it's so exciting. I love Facebook Marketplace. I also have seen so many sales there over the past couple of months. It's really, really been growing. And again, for all of those that haven't tried the new setup that they are working just like Poshmark, just like Mercari. They give you a shipping label, and even better than Facebook and Mercari and all of those, they have no fees right now.
Right? Yeah, right. So it's great to know, I can price maybe a little bit lower because there's no fees, and then that usually helps making sales. The shipping is tiered, unlike with Poshmark, so that always helps saving a few dollars for buyers. Yeah, I definitely recommend it, guys.
Oh, okay, good. And I see some new faces joining us. Please remember that just by being here, you're entered to win a month of List Perfectly for free. So stay in this chat and keep watching. Okay, Jessica, we're going to move on from Facebook Marketplace, even though we both just got so amped. I'm so glad that everybody's kind of chiming in like, oh, I didn't know. So this is why Super Seller Sessions, everyone. We get all those tips, tricks, and no BS advice. So we want to know, what has been your biggest sale to date, and kind of tell us the story behind
that. So let's see. It's tough because biggest sale as in like, I've sold furniture and like big items like that on Facebook Marketplace. I've also sold items that I purchased for a couple of dollars for $100. And that's being, thrifting, certain like Free People and, higher MSRP items that end up selling very well. And then as far as furniture, like, just driving, and we found a picnic table set. We used it for a little bit, and then we're able to sell it for $50. So it's just like, that's, you know, zero cost of goods, little things like that. Well, I guess big things like that, because that's pretty cool. It's free money, essentially.
I love that. Honestly, those flips that you pick up for like $1 or less that you end up making bank on, that's, I think, the reason I fell in love with reselling.
Yeah, it's addictive. It really is. It's like, ooh, I could, you know, let's see what I can get for this. And
it kind of feels like the opposite of a gambling addiction, kind of. It's like,
yeah,
instead of spending money, I'm like addicted to just like picking things up and flipping them. And for anyone that's making those sales, it really is a high. So that's a perfect segue into the next question. Well, how has List Perfectly helped you grow your business? We want to hear from you.
so initially I was just posting to Mercari, and then I would, you know, do the listing there, and then I would go on to Poshmark, do the listing there. And then by that time I was just kind of like, I don't want to have to do this again and again. So once I started List Perfectly about 3 months ago, I create the post in Mercari, which is great because I don't have to have any pictures on my phone. I take the picture through the Mercari app, create the listing, and then from there use List Perfectly to cross list to eBay, Poshmark, and Facebook Marketplace. And doing that, it takes like less than a minute for each one. I just kind of lay on my couch with my laptop, and I have like an HP Pavilion. It's touchscreen, so I literally just do and can just share everything to the other sales apps, and it saves me so much time and has definitely helped me open up to where I post to, because I wouldn't want to have to cross list again and again. I was paying a virtual assistant over the summer before I started using List Perfectly, and it was a lot of money. It wasn't instant. Sometimes she would take like a week, and like I get it, she probably has other clients. And it's just different because it's not you. Like sometimes things would be like listed as men's when it was women's, and like little things like that. And it was like,
Yeah.
I want to do it myself, but I don't have time or patience, and it just makes it so much easier because it cuts the time a fraction of the time, and it has allowed me to list to Facebook, which I wasn't doing before, and now it's my biggest platform.
Okay, you guys, I mean, I feel like you really covered all the bases. It just brings so much joy to me and the whole List Perfectly team to help resellers, because we are all resellers ourselves. We've been through this. We know how hard it is to manage your business, to do all the photos, to do it alone, and creating a tool like List Perfectly that gets you back so much time, 5 times, right? You're cutting your time in a fifth. With List Perfectly is pretty much what we've estimated and what I've experienced personally, and sounds like same for you.
And for me, I used Mercari for so many years that I was able to just add the List Perfectly extension and go right into Mercari and put it all on Poshmark, put it all on the other marketplaces. So not only my new stuff, but stuff that I had just on Mercari, I was able to cross list from there. So that really saved me too.
Oh, good. Okay. And also, we've talked a lot about Facebook Marketplace. That is one of the platforms that we support. So you can cross post your listings from Poshmark, from Mercari, from eBay, straight over to Facebook Marketplace with List Perfectly. Okay. So this is my favorite question. It is the last question of the night. And then anyone that's here, you're entered to win a month free of List Perfectly. We're going to pick our winner. And if you have any questions, just drop them right into the chat. Right now is a great time to do that. Also, just want to say that you can join List Perfectly with the code ResellingGem for 30% off your first month. So if you don't win, you can still join and get that promo. And I know Jessica's going to post that, and it's on her page right now. So no need to remember. It's all there for you. Okay, Jessica, this is the question. What is the one, or if there's really more than one, I always like to get more. So 1 or 2 things that you wish you knew when you started reselling? Like if you could go back and tell yourself like, oh wait, on your first day, what would you say?
I would say definitely before you buy something to Google the sales comps to see if it actually is something that sells and what it sells for. Because you might like something, you might think it's a good deal, and then it just sits for months or years. So definitely do your research beforehand and see what it has actually sold. Don't look and see what's listed and is currently selling and what it's selling for, but make sure it's actually what it's sold for and that it is selling and recently. And the other thing would be to get very organized from the beginning. Have like an organization system in place. whether it's like bins, vacuum bags, boxes, because when something sells and you can't find it and you don't know where it is and you have to cancel an order, or you're looking for hours or delays the shipping time, it can be very frustrating. So if you do have, oh, I just made a sale on Mercari, cool. Wonder what it was.
Yes.
So just make sure organization. And that's why I love the reseller community, because there's so many great organizational tips. Like, I love the sales and the shopping. I'm not an organized person, and my husband could attest to that. So that's why it's really important to be organized.
So, such great advice. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. We are going to pick a winner in just a moment, but Jessica, thank you so much for sharing all of this, like your story, your tips. It's been so informative. And I am like now even more going to cross post my stuff to Facebook Marketplace, because I've been seeing the success. But hearing it from you, you really gave me the push I needed. So thank you.
Oh, of course.
You are saving. When you cut your time down to 20%, you're saving 80% of that time. If you value your time at anything over $10 an hour, you just made money on your subscription, not to mention all the sales and new people you'll be exposed to. But really think about that. And you can join risk-free for 3 days, up to 20 cross posts with the code Reselling Gem. So definitely try it at least. Okay. How does List Perfectly automatically stop the posts on other platforms when it's purchased? No, we do not do that. So I want to be clear. List Perfectly is a listing tool rather than a, we are designed for listing. That's what we do. We make listing easier. But we also have so many tools that can help you. So we have inventory management, we have analytics. Now, one thing we did create, just because we really care about the reseller community and want it to be the best experience for you guys, is we have a semi-automatic delister. So what we tell you to do is when something sells, you go to List Perfectly, you mark the item as sold, and then we remove it for you. So it's not automatic, but it is semi-automatic. Does make it easier still. Okay, let's see any other questions here.
I'll have to try that out, because I'm so bad at deleting when something sells and then someone buys it again and I'm like, oh no. So, that's good to know. I'll have to try that.
Okay. No, it's really a great thing. So want to also add, when you are a List Perfectly member, just click on help and news, and we have a section on there all about the delisting process. So you can see videos, tutorials, it's all in there for you. It's obviously really good to see it. And I'm just seeing if there's any other questions here. I think we kind of answered some of them as we went, which is great. Tiffany, I am not, oh, I see it, just came in. Okay, so we have our winner. I'm gonna do a little drum roll here. Okay, the winner is the Sticker Diva.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for watching and participating. And for everyone else, again, you can still sign up for 30% off. And every single week, you have the chance to win as part of our super seller session. So if you like today's interview with Jessica, we have great super sellers every single week, 4 p.m. And it is definitely something not to miss. So Jessica, thank you again. We loved having you.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone who watched.
It was fun, right?
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I love talking about this kind of stuff. And when I talk to people who aren't resellers, they're like, oh, okay, that's too much work. And I was like, hey, more sales for me. So.
I know, it's a community, and I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Have a great night, Jessica.
Thank you so much, Alex. You too. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.